Before this episode begins, I would like to give a quick shout out to my friend Gavin, who helped me up the quality you are going to see in the future episodes of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the episode. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Raved and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I apologize for the slight delay that there might have been on this episode, but you can blame the Steam holiday sale for that, because that thing always finds a way to make me a bigger procrastinator than I already am. In the last episode, we got here to Agate Village, or Agate Village. I still do not know how to pronounce it, so if you can help me in the comments, that'd be wonderful. I know for a fact it's not a gate, but I do know it's either Agate or Agate. Anyways, we got here to Agate Village, or Blah Village, in the last episode, and in this episode, we are going to be touring here a little bit. Now, there are quite a number of things that I would like to show off here. The first thing being up here towards I guess, the north of the village, I suppose. This is the Pokemart. The Pokemart is not defined as having the little blue mart thing as you would see in normal games, or even in Gate and Port, but rather it just shows this. This is one of the only Pokemarts in the entire game here, so make it as you will. There are obviously other ones, and actually pretty much other major town, what am I saying? But it is kind of hard to distinguish. Either way, in here, there is something very unique to this game that you do not have in any other main series Pokemon game, and those are scents. Now, these we'll get into later, and we are going to use later, but for now, I'm just going to show that those are there. We will need something to actually take them with us in, but we will do that, like I said, later. Another thing I'd like to show off here is if you go to the left around here, you can find a hidden grotto. Well, it's not really that hidden. I mean, it's a big gaping hole. I mean, if you can't see it, then you're kind of blind, or you just really don't like exploring. And in this grotto, there are 3 things that you can find here. 2 of which are items, one of which is an old lady. I define an old lady as a thing. How wonderful. The first thing that's in here is a super potion. Now, super potions, those restore 50 units of health, or they restore 50 HP towards 1 Pokemon. And this early on in the game, the only Pokemon that could really, truly benefit from that would be Vaporeon. Any other Pokemon will pretty much be fully healed no matter what, because Vaporeon has 50 HP max, and all our other Pokemon have significantly less HP. And the second thing I want to show off here is this box. And this box contains 1 Pokeball. So, if you failed to capture any Pokemon in Gate and Port, such as Puchien or Lediba, then this is here for you. And finally, the third thing is this old lady. And this old lady is known as the teacher lady. I always call her the teach lady, or the teaching lady. But basically, this woman, this old lady will teach us 3 of the following moves on screen to any of our Pokemon that have the ability to learn so. Right now, I have no interest in learning any of these, and we will have access to better moves, or rather more moves later on. And I will be coming back here because there's 1 move in particular that she has that I want to teach to my Vaporeon. But other than that, I want to continue on and show off some other things I want to do here. And also, I actually want to show off this. I kind of just find this a little bit eerie, how we are above the clouds here on this mountain, and yes, we are. At least I would assume these are above the clouds. In fact, if it's not, then that's kind of strange to have that, because the water is blue over there and it's cloudy here. Either way, this is a pretty mysterious setup, but either way, it kind of just combines a lot of things into perspective. I mean, you have green, you have water, then you have, clouds. It's kind of like we're on a floating island here in Agate Village. Either way, there are some other things I would like to show off as well. There are trainer battles that we can do on the outside here, because there will be some battles we need to do a little bit later on. But over here, we would obtain 1 ether, and I'm opening the box. Let me try opening the box so I could say it. There, we obtained 1 ether. Yes, I do know what's in this box because I just remember so much when I played, and I totally did not record and practice beforehand. Ethers replenish 10 power points, or PP, of 1 selected move from your Pokemon. And an example would be if Vaporeon has, 20 out of 30 points on her or his tackle. In fact, is our Vaporeon a boy or a girl? I never checked. I do not want to save. I want to go check and see if it's a boy or a girl. Alright, our Vaporeon's a girl. So if he has 20 out of 30 moves left on his tackle, if we just give him an ether, it would be punished back to 30. Anyways, right over here, this guy right here, he is one of the most important NPCs of this entire place, mainly because he gives you something that the only other way you can obtain these specific items from would be to trade them from your Ruby or Sapphire or Fire Red or Leaf Green game, since this game is compatible with those old GBA titles. Do you see this? My tailor brings me berries from somewhere every day. Here, I'll share one with you. And you obtain the Apapa berry. The Apapa berry, I have no idea what that does. I'm really not knowledgeable in those, so we'll just check right here in our berries. restores HP but may confuse. Honestly, I don't really know why they would make that. It's like, restore some HP but it may confuse. I just never really found myself using those just because it's a risk. And I am a fan of gambling, but I'm not a fan of stupid gambling. Anyways, right over here, this building is the Pokemon Daycare Center. We bring one Pokemon here, and we leave it, and then as we walk around, it will, if it is a regular Pokemon, it will gain XP the more we walk around, or if it is a Shadow Pokemon, the heart gauge will be decreasing until it hits 0. Finally, one of the last things I want to show here is a secret down here that you actually kind of want to go check out. It's very worth your time, and not just because of this, which is 3 potions, which is always good to have. You get yourself a little discount on some things. But also this lady right here. I heard this child calling for me, so I came running to see what was the matter. Well, I found something quite nice. I know, we should have a battle, and if you can beat me, I'll happily give you what I found. Would you like to give it a try? Yes, we do, because we still have some time. So we're going to quickly battle this lady, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Now, what I'm going to do is that, like I said earlier, there are more battles on the outside of Agate Village, but I'm not going to fight them, well, necessarily while commentating. I'll be explaining what I'm going to do for that just because I really do want to get this episode moving. I don't want to just keep stalling to explore and whatnot. So, with that being said, she only has 2 Pokemon, a Poochyena and a Nincada. They can be taken down in 1 hit. And speaking of stuff that is not related to taking us up in 1 hit, finally, now that our Teddiursa is very close to being purified, it has now remembered its final move on a moveset that was previously undefined, Metal Claw. Metal Claw is a low-hitting steel type attack that has a chance to raise the attack power of the user. So it is a good move to have, and personally it's one of my favorite low-level moves to have, especially in the old games like Fire Red and Leaf Green when, you know, you have a Charmander, you teach it Metal Claw, boom, you beat Brock. But this isn't about Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, this is about Pokemon XD, and how amazing Shadow Blitz is, because, or rather Bite is. And Shadow Blitz is going to be just as amazing, because just like that, we ruined an old lady's dreams by taking down 2 of her favorite Pokemon. We are such wonderful people. Ah, most impressive indeed. You know, since she'd be an old lady, I would kind of expect her to give us more money, but oh well. Here you are then, just as I promised, here's your prize. And we obtained the TM09 Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed is a very good move to have very early on for your Grass-type Pokemon. Grass Pokemon we do not have yet, but we will get later on. I'm sure you'll find it useful. And yes, we will find it useful, because I am going to be using that TM for some Pokemon that I plan on bringing into my team, and if not, because of some things that I decided the last second, then we'll just find another use for it. Anyways, what I'm going to do right now is, now that we've explored the majority of Agate Village, I almost said Gate and Port for some reason, I'm just going to go ahead and battle the couple of trainers that are on screen, or not on screen, but rather around Agate Village. So, in the famous words of Christopher Niosi, creator of Tome, a popular Flash animation that's been going around YouTube and Newgrounds, battle on! Alright, time to slow things down here a little bit. As you saw previously, if you were paying attention to the heart gauge that our Shadow Teddiursa has, our Shadow Teddiursa has finally reached 0 bars of purple. And that, whenever we finish a battle, a little indicator goes up on the top left of our screen, and it displays that Teddiursa can now be purified. So whatever it means, it could be whatever. It could either be the purified chamber, if you have that available to you. But for us right now, it is the relic still down there. But before I go down there, I do want to point out two things that I think are actually really funny. Or not funny, but rather interesting things to see. First thing I want to show off is this old man right here. Now, it really is just him saying that there's a whaler flying up in the sky. But old Celinor. Celinor was an NPC back in Pokemon Coliseum that wasn't exactly a major part of the story, but he was something that, or he was a person that was actually there. Also, I want to give a little bit of a quick shout out to someone named Tundra Omega for not helping, but rather telling me that whenever this TV screen, whenever you walk into any NPC house or anything like that, is green, that means that there is a new broadcast message that goes on. So of course we're just gonna, I cannot speak today. We're gonna break into this old people's house and just watch TV. Just like a typical teenager. We bring you a breaking news item. An unidentified gang swarmed the Pokemon HQ lab and abducted Professor Crane, the head of operations. We have unconfirmed reports that one of the alleged perpetrators either shot at Pokemon during the raid. We will bring you updates on this story as the news breaks. Call it an attempt to show off something new and interesting, or call it an attempt for me to use that voice again. I liked it either way. And now the second thing, which I think is very cool, would be this house in particular. Why? For all of you who have played Pokemon Coliseum and have come to this house before, do you remember what Pokemon was here before? Yeah. The game designers did it. 5 years passed, and this little Torchic evolved into a Combuskin. It's so awesome. In fact, this girl, or this lady rather, has quite some insight into the background of this game. Or Pokemon Coliseum. Uh-oh, there seems to be at least one Pokemon that hasn't opened its heart to you. This lady in Pokemon Coliseum was someone who, much like in this game obviously, would tell you the obvious and say, oh, there are Pokemon in your party that have not been purified yet. Is that why you're here? Our village relic has the power to open up the hearts of Pokemon. Some time ago, I guess it'd be years now, 5 years, the relic was used to open the hearts of many Pokemon. And that is a very obscure, it's a slightly obscure reference to Wes, the protagonist of Pokemon Coliseum. Anyways, now that I've shown all that off, we can finally go down to this grotto right over here because, congratulations everybody, we are ready to start progressing with the story. You've come this far to watch, and we are gonna watch. And I'm gonna play, and you're gonna watch. This is the entrance to the Relic Forest, where you'll find the Relic Stone. But today there will be some special battles, so I can't let you into the forest. If you're sightseeing, try another place. Okay, well I am the person. Part of me believes that I did not do something, so give me a second. I could have sworn that I could just walk right through there. Okay. Part of me completely negated this part right over here. I have no idea why. For some reason, I thought that we were going to do this first. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I kind of just spoiled something at the beginning of this episode. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem on my part. I have no idea why. My mentality was stating that Okay, once again, I'm sorry for that pause as well. I was actually debating whether or not I should restart or not because of this mistake I did. But you know what? Mistakes just make people better. So, if I did do a little bit of a spoiler over there, well, oh well. Either way, we did not go into this house yet, so let's just go ahead and go into this house. God, I thought this was gonna be a good episode, and it ended up being bad because of me being stupid. Hello, what a darling trainer you are. I'm Bella. Did you want something of me? Oh, Egan, you say. Ah, so you've come calling to see my husband. Are you perhaps Sebastian? I'm gonna say yes, but for now I want to say no, because there is something kind of funny that they say here. Oh, uh-oh. Then are you maybe peddling those ridiculous inventions Dr. Kamiko's? If that's the case, I'll ask you to leave. Pretty much Chobin and Dr. Kamiko are the only people who like their own inventions. And as a fan, once again, Tundra Omega stated in the comments for episode 2, I believe, he put something very funny, which I'm going to put up on screen just because I found it funny. Hello, oh, I already read this, whatever. Yes, we're going to say yes this time. Ah, just as I thought. You are Sebastian. We've been expecting you. We got word about you from Lily, you see. We understand that you want to purify Shadow Pokemon. The instant my husband heard from Lily, why, you should have seen his excitement and enthusiasm. Shouting, "This calls my services!" or some such. He went off running to who knows where. He hasn't come back since. Bella, dear! I got everything ready. We're ready for our visit from the HQ lab whenever he arrives. Oh? Oh, hello, dear. Our guest, Sebastian, has just arrived. Oh, so you're Sebastian. We've been waiting. I'm Egan. I've heard everything that Lily had to say. As you know, to purify a Shadow Pokemon, it must open its heart to the trainer. Well, there are several approaches. Battles are the best, no doubt at all. The place to do that here is in the Relic Forest, which is home to the Relic Stone. I will go ahead and wait for you there. My husband is so impatient, as you've just seen. In his day, he was hailed as the greatest trainer, but that is a long time ago. Now, some fans have speculated that that's actually Red being the greatest trainer and all because of Pokemon that he does have. But that is mainly just a reference to that, so it's not really just saying, oh, that is him. It's just a little bit of a fun reference that flows out here. But anyways, we can go back down here now, and we'll actually be able to go inside now. Ah, you don't see Sebastian. You must be the Sebastian that Egan was talking about. Great way to tell me about it. I've heard that you battled to open the hearts of Shadow Pokemon. The relic is through this cave. Don't give up! Alright, now as this man stated before, there are special battles that are going to be taking place. Third time, I am apologizing for that cut once again. I was debating whether to do something or not, and after a long decision, I have decided, once again, I'm going to just go ahead and speed through these battles, but this time I'm going to be using my Shadow Pokemon that I've caught previously, because my Shadow Teddiursa is ready to be purified. However, I also want to purify Shadow Leddyba and Poochyena while I have the chance to. Sure, I can do that later, but I'd rather do it now so I can purify some Shadow Pokemon in bulk, because like I said, this is a 100% completion run and blah blah blah. Once one of these Pokemon are done, I'll be able to start training my Vaporeon, because Vaporeon does need a little bit of training. And also, before you guys ask, yes, any XP that would originally be gained from any sort of fight with a Shadow Pokemon will be gained after its purification process. So, once again, as in the famous words of Christopher Niosi in his famous series tome, battle on! Okay, guys. Now that we have finally finished all of those battles in Agate Village at the moment, we obtained the cologne case from Fun Old Man Kron, who claims to be an expert trainer that can only be beaten by Egan. However, during those battles, as you saw, Ladybug can be purified and is actually really close to was fainting a couple times. We really don't even need Ladybug at this point, just because I really don't like using Ladybug at all, and Poochyena is very close to, you know, what's the word? Being purified. So that is going to be done next episode, because right now, on my timer, without the speed run, without the speed ups and the cuts that I will be doing, this episode is weighing in at a whopping 36 minutes. So I have to end it off here. So anyways, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum, I said it! Next time on Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale Darkness, we are going to be going over here and purifying our Shadow Ladybug, Shadow Teddiursa, and our Shadow Poochyena. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I hope the video wasn't too much of a drag, and it wasn't too intimidating to watch, even though it was a pretty big number. But I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time.